the transfer function. Okay, and here this filter should be using the concept of impulse invariance transformation. Okay, so impulse invariance method should be used to find out the digital filters. Okay, so here impulse invariance method is given, means in the question it is talking about the uh, low pass filter in terms of digital form, in the form of digital transfer function, that is h of z. So we will be finding out the h of z of this specification, whatever specification which is given. So with respect to that specification, we can see like this will be your pass band attenuation, and this will be your stop band attenuation. This will be called as delta 1 we call, or delta p. Okay, so this will be your delta 2 or delta s. And in terms of frequency, this frequency is given in terms of omega. So this omega is digital frequency. Okay, so if we are going to design an analog filter in specification, we must convert this digital frequency into an analog frequency. Okay, so we will be with respect to the specification, we will be converting it. So delta 1 value will be given by 0.9, that is pass band attenuation. Delta 2 is equal to 0.24, that is stop band attenuation. Omega p is 0.25 pi. If it is written 0.25 pi, so if it is in terms of pi, means it is in radian per second. Okay, so if it is in radian per second, we need not to convert it into further. Okay, so even if the unit is not given here, if it is in terms of pi, it is in radian per second. Okay, similarly omega s is 0.5 pi. Okay, so once we know the omega p and omega s, we will be requiring the ratio of these two. Okay, so the ratio of these two, before that, to find out the n value, we will be requiring the analog frequency ratio. Okay, so omega 2 and omega 1, that is stop band stop band frequency divided by pass band frequency. So we will be converting this omega p and omega s into analog, their respective analog value. So analog value will be given as omega s multiplied by the t, that is sampling time. Okay, so because in the question it is written impulse invariance transformation, so in impulse invariance transformation, this analog frequency omega is given as whatever analog frequency is there, that will be multiplied by your sampling time. Okay, so then omega 2, that is analog frequency, that is in case of stop band attenuation, will be given by this, and if the ratio is calculated, so that ratio is coming out to be 2. Okay, so to find out the n value, we will be requiring delta 2, that is already known, and omega 2 by omega 1 ratio is already known, and before that we need to find out epsilon value also. So epsilon will be given by this formula. So once we know the formula, and we can calculate the epsilon value. So from mm, these given values, we just put into the formula of n. So from there n is coming out to be 3. Okay, so what's the n values given? It is the same question that we have just gone through, like similar one. Okay, so to find out the transfer function, we can have the formula, like we can find out the pole location, and once we know the pole location, we can find out the transfer function. So before that, to find out the pole, we will be calculating beta value, r1 and r2 value. Okay, so with respect to that, to find out the pole, we should be having theta k also. So once we know the theta k, we can get the different pole location value. So this is the first value calculation, like in that formula, this one formula, r2 value and cos theta k plus j r1 sin theta k will be put here all the values, and we will be getting this value. So whatever first value will be there, if it is in complex form, okay, then the it there must be another complex pole will be there. Okay, So poles that are in complex in nature, that will always be existing in the pair. We call it these poles will be existing in pair. So if, that pair will be a conjugate pair. We call it conjugate pair, means whatever if we calculate the conjugate of this, it will be this value. Okay, and along with that we put the value of theta k, second value we will be finding out the s2. So once we know the pole location, so from there the denominator of the transfer function, that will be given by s minus the first like this one is the pole location, so s minus this one, so it will be plus again s minus the first one, either first one we taking is s minus this one, so it will be minus this one, it will be. So after multiplication, okay, so numerator of the pole, the transfer function will be given by, we will be multiplying the constant terms. Okay, so after multiplication of these three, you will get like the constant term is coming out to be 0.25. Okay, so you can just multiply like how the constant term is coming out to be. So this one multiplication of this one and this one. Okay, so these two will be multiplied, will be j and j will be j square. Okay, so j square, you know, it is minus 1, so it is plus, so totally it will be this value. So once we know the transfer function, we need to convert it into digital form. Okay, so it is a specification of a desired low pass digital filter is this, and you need to design a digital filter. Here given is design a Chebyshev digital filter. So we need to design a digital filter. So to once we know the transfer function, and we need to convert that transfer function into a digital filter transfer function, and that by using impulse invariant method. So in impulse invariant method, we should be having a separate uh, uh, partial fraction method we'll be using. So by using partial fraction method, whatever method we have seen, the same we'll be separating it out, and after separation we will be replacing each pole term, like 1 upon 1 1 upon s minus pi will be replaced by this term. Okay, so after replacing, you will get the transfer function of a digital filter. Okay, the next question is like, so any, you need to design a digital Chebyshev filter to satisfy the constraints. So these are the constraints. You need to design a digital Chebyshev filter. So by seeing this, you can see like how or what filter it is. So you may like to notice that like here mod is 1 between 0.707 to 1. Okay, so for low frequency it is passing a signal, or the magnitude is high, that means it will pass the signal. But in the exam questions, it may be like it would have the reverse. So this is like for low pass filter. Okay, but there may be another transfer function specification also, that could be given for high pass. Okay, so if it is given for high pass filter, then the specification will be looking like similar, but the difference will be the magnitude. Okay, so in the pass band, what will be there, the magnitude will be high in case of higher frequency, and it will be lower in the, it will be minimum in the lower frequency range. Okay, so you need to keep this in mind, like uh, in the exam, it may be like the specification could be of high pass filter also. So just a minute. Okay, so this is a specification of a low pass filter. Okay, and we need to design a digital Chebyshev filter by using bilinear transformation method. So in the previous one, it was impulse invariant method. So in this case, we need to find out the digital Chebyshev filter by using a bilinear transformation method. So all the steps will be the same up to find out the n value, and after the look the transfer function find out. So here, in case of finding out the transfer function, it is given, it has used the transfer function method, the transfer function, the generalized transfer function that is mentioned. So generalized transfer function has been used to find out the uh, transfer function. Okay, so instead of normalized force to use the to find out the transfer function, it has used uh, the formula of transfer function. So in that, if n value is even, for that this is the formula. Okay, so if n is equals to even, this is the formula. So n is equals to 2. Once we will be putting n is equals to 2, it will be a simple, only one term will be there. So it has used this formula. It will be easy if n by 2, if n by 2 is coming out to be suppose a 3, then these terms will be 3 terms will be multiplied by this. Okay, so it will be quite complex. So that's why it is n is equals to n is equals to 2 is there, so it is simple. So it has used this formula. So once we have this transfer function, we will be calculating this beta b1, that is capital B1, small b1, and c1. These three variables are there. Okay, so in that, to find out these values, before that another term, that is y of n, is there. This is used to find to use to calculate the other parameters. So we will be finding, this is the formula for y of n. So it will be always depending on the epsilon value. Okay, so once we know the epsilon value, we can find out this. So by using y of n, we can calculate the b1 and c1. Okay, so this is the formula for b1 and c1. This we have seen in the previous classes. Okay, and once we know the b1 and c1, we need to find out the b1, capital B1. Okay, so for capital B1 finding out, for n is equals to even, this is the formula. Okay, so here a is considered to be 1. Okay, so by putting this uh, solving this summation, this multiplication, it will be b1 divided by c1 is equals to this value. So c1 is already known in the previous one, like c1 is known. So by putting c1, we will be getting b1 value. So once we know the b1, c1, and the other values like capital B1 and small b1, we can get the transfer function. So once we know the transfer function, and after multiplication and simplification, it has got out to be this one. So once this is an analog filter transfer function, we will be converting it into the digital one. So this conversion will be taking place by using bilinear transformation method. So in bilinear transformation, if we are switching from analog to digital, we will be replacing s by the term 2 by t, z minus 1 divided by z plus 1. So t is already given, 1 second is given, so it will be replaced by s is equals to 2, z minus 1 divided by z plus 1. So after replacing, we will finally getting this h of z is equals to this one. Okay, so similar examples are there further also. Okay, so we will be considering. So in here, the difference is like, here n value is coming out to be 3. So if n value is coming out to be 3, then for odd n, the transfer function formula is this one. Okay, so by putting n which value is equals to 3, that is, then again it will be coming out to be this. So in that case also, we need to find out capital B0 and capital B1, and C0, B small b1 and c1. Okay, so these values can be calculated by the formula that we have already known. So with respect to that, h of s will be given. Once we know the h of s, we can convert this h of s to a digital transfer function by replacing s is equals to the formula given by the bilinear transformation. Okay, same is the similar is there, so that can be converted. Another one is like, we need to find out the band pass filter. Okay, so even the example of band pass filter we have seen. So in that, the simplification is given. and alpha p and alpha s is given, and frequency range is given. Okay, so frequency is ranging, alpha pass band frequency range is this one. So between this frequency it is passing the signal. It is band pass, means you can draw like band pass signal. So a band will be there, frequency band, that frequency band it will be passing. Okay, so it is in between 800 and 1000 hertz. So note it like here the frequency is given in terms of hertz. So to calculate all other parameters we need to convert it into radian per second. Okay, and this stop band frequency is between 0 to 400. So 0 to this is like 800. Okay, so this is 800 and this is 1000. And before that, from 0 to 400. Okay, so there is a stop band frequency. Okay, that is alpha s is there, and this is having magnitude alpha p, that is pass band. Another one is this is the range, like beyond 2000 hertz. Okay, 2000 hertz it is having the stop band attenuation. So this could be the specification written in the form of this. So to have this dB value, this dB value is given to be 2 dB and 20 dB, 2 dB and 20 dB, yes. And frequency, sampling frequency is given. So from there we can get the time period. And to find out the n value, okay, to find out the n value, so we can directly write delta 1 and delta 2 in terms of dB also. So if we are writing in dB, this will be the formula. Okay, so in the denominator we will be requiring stop band frequency divided by the pass band frequency. Okay, so but in case of this, like it is having different frequencies. Okay, different frequency terms are there. So we need to find out the stop band frequency and pass band frequency. Okay, so to find out the pass band and stop band frequencies, it is written in terms of like f is given. So this f is basically in terms of the digital filter. Okay, the specification is there. So we will be converting this digital frequency first of all into radian per second. So this is how radian per second we can convert. And omega 1, if it is, this one is written in terms of frequency, f is there. So to find out omega we will be multiplying by 2 pi f. 2 pi f will be there. Okay, and again omega 1 t by 2 will be used further. So it has already calculated here omega 1 t by 2. So that will be in terms of this. Okay, so once we know the digital frequency, we can convert it into an analog frequency. And into the question, okay, bilinear transformation is given, that's why this formula has been used. Okay, so this formula will be used only when the bilinear is given. If it is given impulse invariant method, we will be using the formula like omega, that is analog frequency, will be digital frequency multiplied by t. Okay, so this analog frequencies will be calculated. Okay, so this omega 1, omega 2, omega L and omega U. This is lower and upper bands are there. Okay, and this is omega 1 and omega 2 is there. So that is for stop band uh, lower and higher. Okay, so here different frequencies are given. So we need to find out two different frequencies, that is uh, omega S divided by omega P. We need to find out. Okay, two different two frequencies we should be finding out. So for that, what we will be doing is we will be taking the first frequency, that is omega 1. Okay, so omega 1, with respect to omega 1 we will find out the value a, that is given by this formula. And with respect to omega 2 we will be finding out the b value with respect to this formula. Okay, so this is formula is derived, considered to be from the replacement. Like if we are going to convert it into the uh, an analog a low pass filter to a band pass filter. So for the replacement, whatever formula we are using, this is the term that we use to convert. Okay, so from there we will be defining a and b value in terms of omega 1 the first frequency and omega 2 the second frequency, and either of these two, once we have find out that omega s divided by omega p ratio will be given by minimum of these two values. So either of the minimum value, so the minimum value will be there, that means whatever minimum frequency is there, if that minimum frequency is satisfying the criteria, then higher frequency will always be satisfying. So for respect to that, suppose n is given, we need to find out n, and that is having this ratio. If this is the minimum value, then n value will be maximum. So in that case, the maximum n value will be satisfying the, if this value also, that is the a value, and along with b value also. Okay, so that's why we are going to consider the minimum value of this a and b to be the ratio of stop band and pass band frequency. So with respect to the minimum value, we will be finding out the n value. So once we find out the n value, we will be finding out the transfer function. Okay, so the transfer function, it has directly written, so we can calculate by using the generalized formula for transfer function when n is even. Okay, so it is coming out to be this one. So this is the transfer function for low pass filter. Okay, so this is the transfer function for low pass filter. So once it is the specification for low pass filter, we will be converting it into a band pass filter by this replacement. Okay, so this is the formula to replace. So we will be replacing it. Okay, so once we will be replacing it, we will be getting this as the formula. Okay, so this is the formula for band pass filter, but that is in analog form. But we need to convert this into digital form by using bilinear transformation. So for bilinear transformation, this will be the formula. So we will be replacing this s with respect to this formula, and finally we will be getting the transfer function of digital filter. Okay, so these are the different steps we should be considering to find out uh, the final digital filter transfer function. So uh, the quiz that we have seen. So quiz we will be announcing the dates. Okay, so by the evening I will be announcing the dates. Either it will be in the tomorrow evening, or it could be in the morning of the day tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Okay, so most probably it will be on 14th. Okay, so be prepared with respect to the 14th. If everything goes well, we will be taking it to be on 14th evening. Okay, around 5:30, or it could be 5:45. Okay.